Screen actors. Many people ask the question, why is camera acting hard? In this video, you're going to get the answer to that question. You'll discover some things you may be doing to make it hard for you. And stick around to the end because I'm going to give you a simple, powerful formula to make all of your screen acting easy and very enjoyable. I'm Louis DeBianco and this is my channel, Screen Acting Success. This is where you come every Friday for tips, techniques, and secrets to help you become a more compelling, successful, working screen actor. Everything I teach here, I learned in the real world. This is not theory. This is stuff that works. And I learned it by actually acting in front of the camera for more than 40 years and by teaching other people and watching them go on to have very successful on-camera careers. Okay, why is camera acting hard? Here's the simple answer. It's not. Huh? No, it's not. If you know how to get out of your own way. What does that mean? Well, let's begin by, I'm going to share a story with you from the very first movie that I ever did. I was cast in a feature film in 1976 as a gangster. And wow, when I saw the final result, I wanted to cringe. I did cringe, but I wanted to hide and maybe disappear. I found that watching that performance, I realized that I was working so hard to play a gangster instead of knowing how to just relax and be a tough guy. What's the difference? Well, when I was playing a tough guy, I was exaggerating my facial expressions to look mean. My movements were, well, I didn't realize then that they were exaggerated, but they were. I was trying to move like a tough guy. And when I was angry, well, I thought that the best way to seem tough and threatening was to shout. All amateur mistakes. Now, how do you get out of your own way? Well, here's the secret. You've got to learn about all of the assistants that you have, that you can delegate a lot of the hard work to, and that just lets you be alive and strong and compelling in front of the camera. Assistants? Yeah. This begins by understanding that acting for the camera, film is not an actor's medium. It is a director's medium, certainly an editor's medium. And the more you understand that, the more you will study all of the technical aspects of camera. Because the more you understand those technical aspects, you will discover your true assistants, and then you will trust them and allow them to do the work that you're doing, and then just pull back, let go of a lot of the effort, and just show up fully alive, present, and yes, magnetic on camera. Okay, what do I mean by assistants? First of all, there are camera angles. Maybe not first. Let's say camera lighting is one of the most obvious. If you understand what lighting is going to happen in your scene, or how lighting can influence the way your character comes across, it's one less piece of work that you have to do. A lot of actors never really find out about that. They say it's not my job, it's a lighting designer's job, or it's the technician's job. But if you study it and really watch how lighting affects the story, what part of the story does lighting tell, that's one less thing that you'll have to do to be strong, authoritative, sexy, funny, many of the things that you work hard to do, the lighting can contribute. Lighting is one of your assistants. Another powerful one is camera angles. By shooting a person, if the camera is lower than me, shooting up at me, I am automatically more dominant, more powerful, even more threatening. Just the camera angle. I don't have to do anything extra to prove to the audience and definitely to the camera that I am authoritative or powerful or threatening. That assistant is working for me. The camera frame. If I know that I'm going to be in an extreme close-up, I already have something very powerful working for me. That is going to accentuate everything that I'm feeling that's being communicated through my eyes, so I don't have to push at all. I let the camera frame do it for me. 3 assistants we've seen so far: lighting, camera angles, and the frame. Costume. Your costume can make such a powerful statement, tell part of the story for you, that you don't have to exaggerate or push to tell. Again, let's use the example of you're playing a very strong, intimidating person. Well, the wardrobe department will probably give you something dark to wear. A dark suit communicates a lot of authority. Feel what that wardrobe is saying. Feel the story in the clothing, and then just wear it with ease and allow it to speak for you. The set. Understand that a set makes a statement all the time. Everything that's in the frame is telling part of the story. So read your script for things other than your dialogue. And what does the set say that communicates part of your character story? Trust it and allow it to just be there so that once again, you can begin letting go of the extra stuff and just be centered, poised, and seemingly do as little as possible. Another assistant that you have are descriptive things in the script about the actions that you perform and the props that you're carrying. For instance, if you read that your character is holding a submachine gun, you're wearing a black leather jacket, and you're pointing that submachine gun at someone, well, just standing there with ease, allowing that gun to be present, and allowing the gun to tell that part of your character story without you having to exaggerate or push at all. All of these adjustments are about raising your awareness of the other things around you that are helping you so that you can begin to let go. And the more you let go, the more relaxed you are in front of the camera. The more relaxed you are, the more the camera falls in love with you. Let's take a look at a famous actor whose work we admire especially for his economy and his ease. He has really learned how to get out of his own way. The actor is Al Pacino, and the image I'm going to bring up on the screen is from, I believe, Godfather Part 2. Here it is. Now, the cinematographer for this movie was Gordon Willis. The man was a genius. What he did with his cinematography was the equivalent of what a great painter does with paints on a canvas. Let's look at all of the assistance that Al Pacino has to tell his story. And what is that story? The story is, this is a no-nonsense, powerful, authoritative, dangerous, maybe even evil person that you don't want to mess with. Gordon Willis's lighting. Notice the dark lighting around the eyes. One of his eyes is even hard to see. That makes the character automatically ominous and mysterious and therefore more powerful. The costume, he's wearing a dark suit. Part of the set, that chair is like the king's throne. Pacino is very sensitive to it. He's sitting in it, poised, with his posture relaxed but proud and tall, and just being in that chair. He's owning that space. And when he does that, he doesn't have to work at being intimidating. Everything that we're seeing is communicating a form of intimidation. The position of his hands, the way his legs are crossed. He is not playing at being this Godfather. He is just being it. When you do this, when you start to become sensitive to all of the elements, I like to call them your assistants, that are helping to tell your story, you will just be able to be free, be totally at ease in front of the camera. In fact, I just remembered something else. Again, about a very early experience that I had in a television movie where I was working with some very big stars in Quebec, Canada. And I remember standing next to this actor named Jacques Gaudin. And he was playing a pretty authoritative and scary guy. And I remember when he opened his mouth, he spoke in a very natural, conversational tone, almost soft. And yet, I turned to look at him, I said, wow, he sounds and feels really threatening. See, I was at a stage then when I would have spoken those same lines by pushing them, by trying to play them, instead of just allowing everything that was on the page to work for me and just being there and speaking the text. Trust me, the moment you make that shift, you're going to jump for joy, because your work is going to take on a whole new level and you're going to become instantly more magnetic and compelling to watch. I talked about a formula I was going to give you. This is a formula that I learned in the world of personal development, and it applies to life. You can use it in your everyday life and certainly use it in your acting. So what you want to do when you're in front of the camera is just allow yourself to be there, have real feelings, allow real feelings to come up. Those feelings, trust that they will lead to the actions that you have to take to accomplish your intention. A good way to learn this is to learn the formula that is called TFAR, T-F-A-R. And it means your thoughts lead to your feelings, which lead to your actions, which lead to your results. Notice that I've highlighted feelings, because ultimately, all of the other stuff, the thinking, you don't want to be doing that and figuring things out in front of the camera, you want to do it before. It's part of your homework. What kind of thinking should you be doing? Let's start and reverse engineer this formula. Start with the results. In acting, your result is your intention. What are you fighting for that you must accomplish? The stakes are life and death that you want from the other person in the scene. Then, in order to achieve that, what are the actions that you must take? Then, what's going to motivate you to take those different actions? And by actions, in a scene, I mean the different beats, the different adjustments, the different tactics that you will use as you encounter different obstacles on your way toward your intention. In order to motivate those actions, you need strong, real feelings. And in order to have them and just allow them to be there, you must have done your homework, had the thoughts about what your character is doing, what your character wants, why that character really wants it, etc. Then letting those thoughts go away consciously and just show up in front of the camera with your feelings that lead to the actions, that lead to the results, that will make your performance laser focused and irresistible to watch. I want to add here, you've often heard that camera acting is about doing nothing in front of the camera. That's not true, especially when young actors hear that. They'll literally do nothing. They'll just stand there like not connected to any real internal life, and then their performance is flat. It's absolutely dead. You're actually doing a lot, but you're doing it internally. The camera is making it external by reading that real volcanic eruptive life behind your eyes and projecting it out to the audience. If you've gotten value from this, definitely leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and give the video a thumbs up. You're going to find a link in the description below to my latest online course, Self-Taping Mastery. Self-taping is here to stay. Why not become a master of it? Go to the link, check out everything that I'm offering, including all of the bonuses. If it doesn't feel like it's for you, fine. If it does, jump on board. Let's get to know each other better. I'll be thrilled to be your guide toward a stellar screen acting career. And I always leave people with this. When you have a script in your hand, especially when you're auditioning, feel it, say it, mean it, book it. And the first thing I said was, feel it. Once you've done the thinking and you've put it aside, you've let it go to the background, allow the feelings to come up and then just stand in the space and speak. Be alive in front of the camera, effortlessly, and go out and book that next wonderful gig on the way to an exciting career.